So here we go, folks. Good morning again. I'm going to pose this one as an atheist challenge. Um, I never had this huge idea of God in my mind because it never made sense. So that aspect of my life was different. The community I grew up in had every faith you can imagine. A few of the colors that are common in the people sphere, but it was upper middle class, and really each faith group stuck to their faith group friends. So it was a neighborhood, but you could, once you're there, you feel it divides. And especially being an atheist, or I never thought of it as atheist. It's just we were neighbors here, and some went to church, and they all went to different churches, and I didn't. But in that, the parents were aware that we didn't. I don't know that we were ever called the atheist family on the block. So the foundations of my upbringing, and I've sinned, God, I've sinned, but these foundations were from the community around me. Um, it turns out years later that one of the folks was a wife abusing child molester and his own children, and his kids were affected, and I came close to being affected, but due to a very diligent father, in hindsight, you kind of put these pieces together that I could have been a victim of this type of bullshit, but I never was. But you learn after the fact because neighborhood secrets, and the neighborhood's just not sure, but it was a fact. It turned out to be a fact, and there was good reason for it. Yet these were neighbors. These were good, we did help each other out. Or if a tree fell, you went over and helped unfell the tree. So that's atheism. That was soft atheism. You learned over years not to talk about subjects that you didn't know anything about. Or if you did talk, it was because of the confusion that those other subjects threw into how you understood the world. So I don't go back to this book for anything. A lot of what I understand right and wrong comes from the people that use that book a lot more than I ever have. And that is how you build a society. All these different viewpoints coming together to try to build the best answer, the best fit, the best guidelines for all of us that we can all live with. So my non-theist outlook never put the supernatural anywhere in what I thought about. I always looked for a natural explanation for things. And if it turns into supernatural, well, it's no longer supernatural because I've identified it, and I can start to put some bounds and criteria on it and begin to understand where it might really exist and what use it is. This is the bigger challenge, is what use is this? So not having a 2,000-year-old book defining the age of the planet, the age of humanity, the natural cycles that all life goes through for the history of the planet. It is about resources. When the food's gone, you have to do something. You don't have a choice. And the society is going to try to make that decision, or the individual is going to go robbing stores. That is just the fact of food. But understand, there's only people in my supply chain here. There's only other people that help keep that one person alive. There's no, I'm on my own. You can only eat acorns in the woods for so long before you've got to change your diet. So, and cook the acorns if you are going to do that. You'll learn why. So, there's a quick atheist not a rant, but find something other than that book to go into. Find something that doesn't offer a true and false answer, that has a soft, squishy answer that gets stuck between your toes. Now I'm getting goofy. Did I make a point?